Very good morning to all of you, my dear colleagues and everybody. I, at the very onset, congratulate all of you on this 74th Independence Day. We celebrate every year, but every year there is some change that we find from the one we do it in the year which goes by. This year, there have been number of changes from what we had last year. I've been repeating this. I'll do that again this year to emphasize few newer things which emerged this year. As I said, I congratulate you because this is a day which we all earned after a very hard work, after a lot of sacrifices that our forefathers, elders gave for this country. And I think we are all duty bound to take care of this freedom which has come to us in a very hard manner. I normally like to clarify, which many of the friends here may not know. We call it an Independence Day. I think the country that emerged out of this was our neighbor. They never existed on the map. I keep telling, they were the ones who emerged, and for a reason which was very aptly described yesterday on one of the channels, that why they do it on 14th and we do it on 15th, logically they should also be doing it on the same day. There is nothing like independence. There is no charter that was signed that we are becoming independent. We were there. We were there on the map. We were a very prominent country all through. But it was a charter of division that was signed on this date. That is, this division was the one which generated, which gave birth to another country. And that's about it. After that, we moved on. And the person who signed that charter was ultimately our first Governor General, Lord Mountbatten. And if you have read the book that he had authored on this India's division, it very clearly says that India is one which was there, and we created that for reasons which are known to all our political scientists and historians. So it is a day when we came into our own. And after that, it is a story which everybody knows, that whatever we were in 47, it is, I will not repeat those things, I have done it a number of times wherever I get a chance. Wherever we were in 47 and where we are now, it is for anybody to decipher that what a grand progress we have made. This is all the more important. This becomes all the more significant because all other countries, including United States, United Kingdom, Germany, Japan, Korea, you name those advanced countries, so-called, who are there, they achieved because they had no adverse circumstance to face. Whereas India, being a land of diversity, had to face a lot of other problems also. But we overcame all those. And what we have done, I would urge all of you to look at it's not very difficult to see, to look at where we were in terms of colleges, universities, students in 1947, where we were in 67, give a gap of 20 years, and 87, and then 2007, and then 2017. See the way we have progressed. It is remarkable, let me tell you. You look at in terms of food production, you look at in terms of milk production, you look at in terms of urbanization, you look at the GDP growth, you look at any area, scientific labs. We had only 2 labs at that time, and after that, the way our national labs came up, every national lab has a specialized area. And the way they have been integrated with one another of late, during DG Mashelkar's time, I think it's a remarkable achievement. And the way we are now working in the area of vaccine development, I think this is something to be appreciated by everybody. Then I take you further where we were in terms of space programs, where we were in terms of health programs, where we were in terms of infrastructure development. It's a mind-boggling progress, let me tell you. And all this has been done when we are not what we were in 47. We are growing. We have grown over 1 billion. And that means more persons to be accommodated, more mouths to be fed, more mouths to be given nutritional food. All this we have achieved. And now we are in a position that everybody in our country is fed. We have so much of food grains that we are not able to store. I keep urging my young friends that you have to now do your progress, particularly to students of economics, that you have to do research projects where we can devise methods of storing our food grains in a more appropriate manner so that nothing is wasted. That apart, the way we have developed in our health sector, despite all the odds, despite our traditions, despite our philosophical impediments, the way we have come up, I think it's a wonderful progress. Then this year, at the very start, we started facing this unfortunate pandemic. Not that the mankind has not faced it earlier. We had a plague in 1920, where 10 times more people died in this. And people thought that this is the end of the story. We will never face such a thing again. But 1920, then now it is 2020, we have faced that again. Nobody ever imagined that the world will come to such a standstill that air industry will come to standstill, railway will come to a knot, transport will not move, people will not be able to come out of their houses. This has been one of the worst disasters that humankind could have faced. But let me tell you, the way our country has faced, I think it is much better than most of the other countries. When I say people may not appreciate, I will say we are one of the very few who have done wonderful in this pandemic, in facing this pandemic. When we started, we had 1 lab to test. And now we have 1,400 labs to test. We were barely able to do 20 tests to begin with on the very first day, if you look at. 20 went on to 100 with a tremendous difficulty. Some untrained people also were involved in this. 100 to 200 to 500, that's about it for first 7 days. And then now we are conducting more than 7 lakh tests every day. Who is doing it? Not anybody from foreign country. Many of you will not know. I think 99% people will not know what is the game behind this. What happened? How did we achieve all this? You see, when this pandemic started, I would take 2 minutes on this because I think this is one of the best achievements our country can be proud of. When this pandemic started, we were in a state of absolute depression. That how are we going to face with no testing facilities, no labs, no manpower, all that was trained. We requested United States, can we have these testing kits? They said, no, we can't give you for 2 months. We requested Australia, they said, another 2 months at best if you want. At the earliest, 2 months. We requested many other countries. Nobody opted to give us these testing kits in less than 30 days. Then we requested Korea. They had a lot of these testing kits, much more than what they needed. They immediately agreed to us. They said, yes, we will straight away give it to you. And a shipload of these testing kits started from Korea. It is somewhere around 4th or 5th of April. And that ship was to reach our port in the next 4 days. And one of the rare happenings, maybe it was a testing situation of our wits, because of bad weather, that ship strayed out of its course in such a erratic manner that it reached the southern part of Africa, which was to reach within 3 days. And now that ship to come back would have taken another 10 days. So this added to our problems. Now let me tell you the real story now behind this. Few years back we had this fever called dengue, or dengue as we call it. This developed very fast all over the country, and we had no testing kits. A scientist called by name Dr. Naveen Khanna, who was given an award by Mashelkar Foundation. For every year they give it. One of the awards given was to Naveen Khanna, and he had developed this dengue testing kit. Now he modified this kit, and he told our so-called administrator that this kit can be used for testing of pandemic, corona. And people didn't have faith, so they did not do it. They thought this Korean test will be here and we will take it in a big manner. But Naveen Khanna insisted that this should be used. Since we did not get it on time, our ship strayed somewhere else. We did not get it. They opted to use Naveen Khanna's kits. The way it took off, dengue tests earlier would take 2 days to give you the results. But Naveen Khanna's kit will give you the results in 2 hours. And it will also give you a progression that which way dengue will go, whether it will be on the rise or it will be subsiding. So this kit, which he modified and they started using for corona, was able to give you results far faster than what other kits would have given. So they started using those. And meanwhile, after another 6 days, we got those Korean kits also. So it was a mixture of both which was being used. And now the heartening feature is the 7 lakh testing which is being done, overlaps 7 lakhs. It is 78% of over 78% of the share is Naveen Khanna's. 1/10 of the cost, far faster and better one, easier to use. This is the achievement which we people have, and we are capable of rising to the occasion. This is what I appreciate in our country, that whenever we are faced with a difficult situation, we face very bravely and we come out of it. This is what I would put in my message, that ours is a great country. We have stood the test of time. We have had our own ups and downs which we have faced. Our water division, our flood, our disasters, earthquakes. We have faced every kind of natural disaster. But think of a day when we would have requested, I'm talking about after 67, when we would have requested any foreign power to help us in managing our situations. We have done everything on our own. So much so that whenever any other country has gone in for these unfortunate situations, we have gone and helped them, including food grains which they needed, we were able to give it. This is the power of our country, and the rest of the things are all known to all of you. Something which was not known, I thought I'll share on this day. This is a day, we said it's our Independence Day. This is also a day when we need to take stock of how we have fared as compared to what we were in last year. So we are faring, every year we are improving, every year we are moving up, and every year the whole world is looking up to India. One of the reasons is that ours is one of the youngest nations in the world, and therefore everybody, when you extrapolate all kind of data, you will find that they all come to this conclusion that here is a country which is going to be there on the world map in the next 10 to 20 years in a big way, be it in terms of science and technology, space program, health sector, infrastructure, wherever you will find, we are there. So we should be proud of our day. We should be proud of our achievements. But I will add this with a pinch of salt for my young friends. We always look forward to the facilities. We are very demanding people. We will demand that we will have X facility, Y facility, Z facility, but we would not work for it. I'm not saying you pay for it. We are capable of taking care of that, but at least maintain those. At least give regard to those. Don't damage those things. But what we do, it is for everybody to see. Rarely across a world, such a kind of damaging situation people face that we do it in no time. In our country, a situation sparks within seconds, and after that the kind of damage we do, I think it is for anybody to guess. I'll take you 2 days back, a situation which happened in, which we all saw in Bangalore. The way that riot started, and it spread like a wildfire within a span of 20 minutes. The moment they saw that post, and after that what happened, everybody knows, buses were burned, vehicles were damaged, roads were damaged, buildings were damaged. They don't realize that this is what we are doing with such a hard work. Why can't we show some more restraint? And this is what our young friend also would do. They won't bother, they will make hundreds of arguments in paying 10 rupees. They will take not a second in damaging property worth 100 crores. 100 rupees to 100 crores. They won't bother. This is what we need to look into our own self. We need to show some restraint. We need to evaluate ourselves that what we have done in the past, how we have come up in such a hard way. Ours has not been a rich nation all through because of a variety of reasons. But otherwise, we are rich enough in terms of natural resources. So we all need to take care of this and need to evaluate ourselves that what should be our direction. Introspection is the best medicine, they say, but how many of us will do it? That is what we need to do, and we need to take care of our resources that we have built in such a hard manner. We need to take care of this. So with these words, I once again congratulate all of you, though the scene this year has been a very unfortunate one because of this pandemic. But let me tell you the collective strength that we have been showing in the past. We will overcome this also. We have shown great amount of resilience in facing this pandemic. And maybe one more analysis I'll give you in a minute, which again most of you would not have known, or you would have known but you would not have kept it in mind. Ours is one of the few countries which was following a BCG regimen during our good old days. Even I had those vaccines, smallpox and BCG. People were criticizing us, why are we doing this? It is not required anymore, it is eradicated completely. But our medical experts kept on insisting that this has to be done. It went on for good 30 years, let me tell you, and that developed a kind of an internal resistance in our bodies, and this has stood us very well during this pandemic. Why I am saying this is, The death rate our country had is one of the lowest in the world, let me tell you. And wherever this regimen was not being followed, the death rate is far more. To prove my point, Italy and Spain had very high death rate. A country adjoining that is Portugal. It was with us till 61, 62. They were following BCG regimen, and there the death rate has been barely 10% of what others had faced. Germany never had BCG regimen, but East German had. So a mix of this has resulted in very low death rate. Now people have realized Ecuador, Korea, this bloc followed our regimen. They had very low death rate. And now people have started realizing that what Indian scientists did in good old days had a meaning. They should have also done it. Look at the countries where this was not there. US. I've named number of countries, most of the countries in Europe, and look at the outcome. The death rate there has been tremendous. That means right from good old days, we had our own thinking, we had our own philosophy, we had our own style, which has put us always on a safer wicket. And I hope this original thinking, the traditional values that we have, even during pandemic, we are resorting to our own traditional system of medicines, which is putting us on a safer ground. So I urge everybody that we should have confidence in our own self, and we should guide our youngsters and the rural population that have faith in our system. We are capable of facing everything in a much better manner. So that is what we need to keep in our mind, and I hope in the years to come we improve, we come out of this pandemic. The vaccine, which is on the anvil immediately, I mean, in the few months to come, Indian medicine, Indian system will have a great contribution to this. We have joined hands with Oxford University researchers, and our ICMR has already indicated that this is giving a very encouraging results. So hope we will come out of it. There is nothing to be depressed about. Only thing is we should face this pandemic very bravely and continue to work for the benefit of our society and country. With these words, I congratulate all of you on this 74th Independence Day, with a message that let's work together to make our country one of the best in the world which we are capable of. Thank you very much, and I greet you on this day. Jai Hind! Jai Hind! Jai Hind! Thank you.